ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೇಳೋಣ. ಓಂ ಸಹಸ್ರಶೀರ್ಷಾ ಪುರುಷಃ ಸಹಸ್ರಾಕ್ಷ ಸಹಸ್ರಪಾತ್ ಸ ಭೂಮಿಂ ವಿಶ್ವತೋ ಭೂತ್ವಾ ಅತ್ಯಧಿಷ್ಠದಶಾಂಗುಲಂ ಪುರುಷ ಏವೇದಂ ಸರ್ವಂ ಯದ್ಭೂತಂ ಯಚ್ಚ ಭವ್ಯಂ ಭೂತಾಮೃತತ್ವಶೇಷಾನಃ ಯದನ್ನೇನಾತಿರೋಹತೆ ಏತಾವಾನಸ್ಯ ಮಹಿಮಾ ಅತೋ ಜಾಯಾಂಶ ಪುರುಷಃ ಪಾದೋಸ್ಯ ವಿಶ್ವಭೂತಾನಿ ತ್ರಿಪಾದಸ್ಯಾಮೃತಂ ದಿವಿ ಏಕೋ ದೇವಃ ಸ ತಮಾತ್ಮಸಂಯೇನು ಪಶ್ಯಂತಿ ಧೀರಾ ತೇಷಾಂ ಸುಖಂ ಶಾಶ್ವತಂ ನೇತರೇಷಾಂ ತಚ್ಛಯ್ಯೋರಾರುಣೀಮಹೇ गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु विपदे चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. ಪ್ರತಿ ಅಣುವಿನಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಚಲಿಸುತ್ತಿರುವ ಗುಪ್ತ ಚೇತನವೇ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಯಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಬೆಳಗುತ್ತಿರುವ ಗುಪ್ತ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಯೇ, ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಒಂದನ್ನಾಗಿ ಸೇರಿಸಿರುವ ಗುಪ್ತ ಪ್ರೇಮವೇ, ನಿನ್ನೊಡನೆ ಒಂದಾಗಿಹಿನೆಂದು ತಿಳಿದಿರುವ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬನೂ ಆ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದಲೇ ಇತರರೊಂದಿಗೂ ತನ್ನ ಐಕ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನು ಅರಿಯಲಿ. ಸಹೋದರ ಸಹೋದರರೇ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರಾಧಾ ಬರ್ನಿಯರವರ ಶತಜನ್ಮೋತ್ಸವದ ಅಂಗವಾಗಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಈ 2 ದಿನಗಳ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಆದರದ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಈಗ ದೀಪ ಬೆಳಗುವುದರ ಮೂಲಕ ಇಂದಿನ ಈ 2 ದಿನಗಳ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂದಿನ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳು ಚಾಲನೆಯನ್ನು ನೀಡಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ದೀಪ ಬೆಳಗುವಿಕೆ. ಸಹೋದರ ಸಹೋದರಿಯರೇ, ಈ ವಿಶೇಷ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆದರದ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಈ ವಿಶೇಷ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಡಲು ಸಹೋದರ ಶಿಂದೆ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕಕ್ಕೆ ಚಿರಪರಿಚಿತರು. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವಿಶೇಷ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದರೆ ಅವರ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸು ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಹಲವು ದಶಕಗಳಿಂದ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಗೂ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕಕ್ಕೂ ಸಹೋದರ ಶಿಂದೆಯವ್ರಿಗೂ ಒಡನಾಡಿತನ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತಿ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾಯಿದೆ. ಸಹೋದರ ಶಿಂದೆಯವರು ಉತ್ತಮ ಚಿಂತಕರು, ಬರಹಗಾರರು, ಉತ್ತಮ ಭಾಷಣಕಾರರು, ಸರಳ ಸಜ್ಜನಿಕೆಯ ಕಣಿ, ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕತೆಯನ್ನು ಮೈಗೂಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಸಮರ್ಥ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಬಲ್ಲವರು. ಸನಾತನ ವಿದ್ಯೆ, ತತ್ವಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ, ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕಾರಿ ಸಮಿತಿಯ ಸದಸ್ಯರಾಗಿ ಹಲವಾರು ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಸಾರ್ಥಕ ಸೇವೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಡಿಯಾರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಗಳನ್ನು ಹಲವು ದಶಕಗಳಿಂದ ನಿರ್ವಹಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಆತ್ಮಶಕ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಪರಿಶೋಧಿಸಿ ವೃದ್ಧಿಪಡಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಥಿಯೋಸಫಿಕಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯ ಒಂದು ವಿಭಾಗದ ಸಾಧಕರಿಗೆ ಅವರು ಸತತವಾಗಿ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನವನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ಯಕ್ತ ಚೇತನವು ವಿಜ್ಞಾನದ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿಗೆ ಬರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಹಾಗೂ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನದ ಸಾಧನಗಳು ಅವ್ಯಕ್ತ ಚೇತನವನ್ನು ತಲುಪಲು ಸಾಧ್ಯವಿಲ್ಲ. ಅನುಭವದಿಂದ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಸತ್ಯಗಳು ಮನವರಿಕೆಯಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ಪೂರ್ವ ಸಿದ್ಧತೆಗಳು ಸಹೋದರ ಶಿಂದೆಯವರ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ವಿಪುಲವಾಗಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತವೆ. ಅವರು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ನ ಸದಸ್ಯರು, ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕಾರಿ ಸಮಿತಿಯ ಸದಸ್ಯರು, ಹಲವಾರು ಭಾಷಣಗಳ ಸೆಮಿನಾರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ವಿಸ್ಡಮ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ನಡೆಸಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಈ ಎರಡು ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಈ ದಿನದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಅವರು ಈ ದಿನ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಚುವಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ 6ನೇ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಬುಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ರೀಜನರೇಷನ್ ಅವರ ಚಾಪ್ಟರನ್ನು 6ನೇ ಚಾಪ್ಟರನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸಹೋದರ ರೆಡ್ಡಪ್ಪಾಚಾರಿಯವರು ಆಂಗ್ಲ ಭಾಷಣದ ಅನುವಾದವನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಹೋದರ ರೆಡ್ಡಪ್ಪಾಚಾರ್ಯವರಿಗೆ ರವರು ನಮಗೆ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಚಿರಪರಿಚಿತರು. ಶಿಕ್ಷಕ ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ನಿವೃತ್ತರಾಗಿರುವ ಸಹೋದರ ರೆಡ್ಡಪ್ಪಾಚಾರ್ಯವರು ಪೂರ್ಣ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಥಿಯೋಸಫಿಕಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯ ಸೇವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಮರ್ಥವಾಗಿ ಸಾಧಕರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದಂತಹ ಸತ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಉಣಬಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಹಲವಾರು ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಗಳನ್ನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಕನ್ನಡಕ್ಕೆ, ಆಂಗ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆಯಿಂದ ಕನ್ನಡಕ್ಕೆ ತರ್ಜುಮೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಪೂರ್ಣ ಪ್ರಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ನಿವೃತ್ತ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ಥಿಯೋಸಫಿಕಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಪಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ನಾನು ಈ ದಿನದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಇಂದಿನ ಮತ್ತೊಬ್ಬ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಕರಾದಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಲ್ ನಾಗೇಶ್ ಅವರು ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಚಿರಪರಿಚಿತರು. ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ವೇದಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ಹಲವು 10 ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ವೈದ್ಯರಾದರು, ಪ್ರವೃತ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಅವರು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ಚಿಂತಕರು. ಹಲವಾರು ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ತಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಥಿಯೋಸಫಿಕಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯನ್ನು ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ವೈವಸ್ವತ ಥಿಯೋಸಫಿಕಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಲಾಡ್ಜನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಮಕಾಲೀನ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದೊಂದಿಗೆ ಥಿಯೋಸಫಿಯ ವಾಂಗ್ಮಯವನ್ನು ಮೇಳವಿಸಿ ಇಂದಿನ ಜನಾಂಗದ ಅಭಿರುಚಿಗೆ ತಕ್ಕ ಹಾಗೆ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಉತ್ತಮ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಕರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಎಲ್ ನಾಗೇಶ್ ಅವರು. ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಕರಾಗಿ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದ ಹಲವಾರು ಲಾಡ್ಜ್ಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಫೆಡರೇಷನ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಉತ್ತಮ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಗಳನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೃಶ್ಯಶ್ರವಣ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮದ ಮೂಲಕವೂ ಸಹ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಗಳನ್ನು ನೀಡಬಲ್ಲವರು. ಹಲವಾರು ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ಆಯಾಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಉತ್ತಮ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಗಳನ್ನು ನೀಡಬಲ್ಲವರು. ಪ್ರಭಾವಶಾಲಿ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಾಗೇಶ್ ಅವರು ನಿವೃತ್ತಿ ಮಾರ್ಗದ ದೈವಿ ನಿಯಮಗಳನ್ನು ಥಿಯೋಸಫಿಯ ಬೆಳಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸತತವಾಗಿ ಹಲವಾರು ವೇದಿಕೆಗಳಿಂದ ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆಯ ಹಲವಾರು ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಸಂಬಂಧವಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ತಮ್ಮ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಗಳನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರೂ ಸಹ ಈ ದಿನದ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನು ನೀಡಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ನಾನು ಈ ದಿನದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಈ ದಿನದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಅರುಣಿಮಾ ಅಸ್ಸಾಮಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ನಾನು ಈ ದಿನದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಮೃತಾಲಿನಿ ಮಹಾಪಾತ್ರ ಅವರು ಸಹ ಈ ದಿನದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿದರೆ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ನಾನು ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ನೀಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಮಹಾಪಾತ್ರ ಪ್ರದೀಪ್ ಮಹಾಪಾತ್ರರವರು ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರೂ ಸಹ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕಾರಿ ಸಮಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಲವಾರು ವಿಭಾಗಗಳನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಈ ದಿನದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ನಾನು ಈ ದಿನದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಎಮ್ ಎಸ್ ಶ್ರೀಧರ್ ಫೆಡರೇಷನ್ನ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿಯವರು ಮತ್ತು ವೆಂಕಟಾಚಲ ಫೆಡರೇಷನ್ ಟ್ರೆಷರರ್ ಅವರು ಸಹ ಈ ದಿನದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ನಾನು ಈ ದಿನದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ದಿನದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ನಾನು ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಸ್ವಾಗತವನ್ನು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಕೋರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಈಗ ಮುಂದಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ.
ಗುರುರ್ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಗುರುರ್ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಗುರುರ್ದೇವೋ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರ ಗುರು ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ತಸ್ಮೈ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುವೇ ನಮಃ. At the outset, I express my heartfelt thanks to all the members of the Karnataka Theosophical Federation, especially those who are absent. Actually, President Tippeswamy, Secretary Sridhar, Brother Sridhar, and Treasurer Srinivas. Then City Lodge Venkatesh Treasurer is there. So many very administrative people are here. And I also thanks to our national lecturers, Dr. Nagesh, Dr. Pradeep Mahapatra, and even there are so many good lecturers which I have heard, like Lalita Nataraj is there, Arunima is there, Mithalini is there, our Girijamma, Saraswati, all are very nice lecturers, very nice explaining, and I am very happy that Karnataka Federation is totally going deeper and deeper into the teaching of Theosophy to develop their own understanding. And I am very happy to tell you that they have understood Theosophy very well. Understanding itself is enlightenment. To understand the teaching itself is enlightenment, and most of you are really enlightenment, and it is because of that what you know you want to tell to the others very effectively. That is why these great people are there gathering here, and I also am happy to have here from Adyar Mr. and Mrs. Umakant Rao. Usha is there, Umakant Rao is also attending, and Lakshmesh and Padma both are helping me to bring me here. I am very much grateful to you all, and also I am grateful to our very good friend Sanat Kumar, who is very generous and very kind to invite these national lecturers to this city lodge. Thank you very much. Why do we provoke, or do we pray or invoke, lead me from darkness to light? Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Why are we praying? Why are we invoking? Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Tamas means darkness. We are in the darkness. And we want to have light. And light is within you. And we are in the darkness. Darkness of ignorance. Darkness of egotism. So we are invoking all the while, lead me from darkness to light. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Very effective, very powerful calling, prayer. And that can be heard. Really, these words are very powerful. We want to get out of this darkness of egotism, darkness of ignorance. And what is this darkness? We are not hating darkness. We just want to get out of this darkness. This darkness, this nothingness, this darkness, tamasoma, darkness is nothingness. And from nothingness, we want to become something. So we want light. Unless there is light, we can't see. So we want light. From darkness to nothingness, or from nothingness to light is our journey. And the same thing, in this wanting, in this becoming, we are forgetting our energy, we are wasting our energy, we are wasting our creative energy in this process of becoming something. And as I said, this darkness is nothingness, and nothingness gives rise to light. It is very complicated. Darkness gives rise to light. When it gives light, when you understand this darkness, when you understand the value of this darkness, when you understand the influence of your ignorance, then that understanding itself gives you the light of wisdom. So we are praying, lead me from darkness to the light. You know, before our birth, we were in the womb of the mother. And the womb of the mother is itself is darkness. And then we came to the light. Which is the light? Light is light of sun. Sunlight. We came to the sunlight, and with the help of sunlight, we are seeing whole universe. But we are seeing this whole universe with our own eyes. And these eyes are colored by many images, many conditioning, so we are not seeing properly what the universe is. So we are having some kind of ambition to become something. And therefore Krishnamurti gave us a hint that why are you so much afraid? Why are you so much afraid of being nothing? Why you want to become something? Why you are so much afraid of being nothing? Why? Why are you afraid of being nothing? Which you are. Actually, you are nothing as compared to the whole universe. So the human being is nothing, one spark in the whole universe. So actually you are nothing, and why are you being afraid of being nothing? Why you are after becoming something, something, something? Is it not? We are afraid because we want to possess everything that what we see in the light of sun. We want everything. So to this attitude of possessiveness leads us to become something. To make we want to become the owner, so we are so greedy, so exploit. So unless we end this possessiveness, how can we reach to the source of spiritual energy? And my topic today is, which I have selected from the very revered soul, Radha Bernier, which we are celebrating the birth centenary of Radha Bernier this 2023. And her very famous book, world famous book is the Human Regeneration. Human Regeneration is really a modified copy of the original Human Regeneration written by N. Sri Ram. But this modified copy has got the influence of Radha Barnier, no doubt, and it is not the Radha Barnier's book, it is the N. Sri Ram's books which is modified. But it is modified by the light of wisdom with many times discussion with the great intellectuals. Radha Barnier brought this discussion on this human regeneration, which is the aim of the Theosophical Society Foundation. So she brought this, she got hold of the intellectuals, they discussed with the topic this human regeneration, and she did this in the Europe actually. So many intellectuals are there in Europe, and they got hold of those intellectuals, discussed on it. Then she came to India. Again she had one school of wisdom like discussion on human regeneration. And many national lecturers were invited to discuss on human regeneration. After all this right swadhyaya, right study, right discussion, it was decided to publish this human regeneration book, and it is in the name of the Radha Barnier. And what topic I have selected to commemorate Radha Barnier's this centenary, which appealed to me, which impressed me, is the 6th chapter, Source of Spiritual Energy. This source of spiritual energy, we have to tap this spiritual energy. What is the source of spiritual energy? We all want to evolve spiritually, and therefore all these souls are on the path of spiritual unfoldment, and therefore all these souls are gathered in the Theosophical Society. We have become the Theosophical member by the call of inner call, that is the soul's call, to develop spiritually. Otherwise, humanity is developed physically and emotionally, but it is not yet developed mentally or intellectually. Intellectually, we are sharp, but we are not careful. We are very careless. So, humanity is not yet developed morally and spiritually. Moral development means we need to understand the feelings of the other. We don't consider the feelings of the other. We project our own agenda. So, we are not yet developed to understand the feelings of the others. When you understand the feelings of the other, that moment of understanding of feelings of the other is unity. You become oneness of life. So, we are not yet reached fully. We are not yet fully unfolded morally. In the same way, we are not really evolved spiritually yet. And therefore, we need to tap that source of spiritual energy. And that 6th topic of the book, Human Regeneration, there are 2 sections. In one section, source of spiritual energy is given. In the another section, same 6th section, there is discussion on the spiritual energy, source of spiritual energy by Radha Bernier and etc. You read that one. And therefore, I consider Radha Bernier as my inspirer, as my guide, as my ideal. So I really very much grateful, give honor to her in this respect. And this human regeneration book, as I said, it is happened after lectures, discussion at the International Theosophical Center, which has become the center for career. Career of what? Service-minded career. You can visit that center, wonderful center. It is developed, the International Theosophical Center. And to serve humanity is our mission. And this center is built to develop service career. And I am happy to tell you, on 17th, 18th, 19th and 20th June, 4 days we had, I am the part of it, we had General Council meeting at Europe in this center. Because this is the center which resulted into this book, Human Regeneration, in the Narden, in Europe, ITC, International Theosophical Center. Service and sacrifice is the way Theosophy propagates throughout the world. And if you give this thought in that center in Europe, that spreads all over the world. So the aim is we all must become service-minded. Take the example of the human body. Here with me, Dr. Nagesh is there. But I dare to speak because I am also a professor of zoology. See, the human body, if you consider each cell is a free field, just like each individual has got a free will. In the same manner, each cell in the human body is a free field, but it functions in the larger field with full cooperation. See the difference. Each cell is a free field, but it functions in larger field with full cooperation. So cooperation is a key to become, as I said, service-minded. So what lesson we can learn from this cell is this key to cooperate with the divine plan, to cooperate with the policy of the leaders, to cooperate to fulfill the project which we have undertaken. That cooperation is the key to become or to make our mind service-minded, to train our mind service-minded. And body also has got instinctive autonomous nervous system. We speak more about the brain and its functions. The brain is, after all, central nervous system. And this central nervous system controls only 3 activities. And those three activities is feeding, breeding and exercise. Three activities: feeding, breeding and exercise. They are free. We can use our brain and use our will, and according to our will, we can feed our bodies and we propagate our species, and we can take exercise of this body. That is the function of the central nervous system. There is another nervous system which is studied in the medical science, that is the autonomous nervous system. It is not control of our will. Autonomous nervous system is carrying on its work. Whatever blue plan it is all happening instinctively. For example, circulation, excretion, digestion, respiration, all these systems are going on by the control of this autonomous nervous system. We know very little about this. We trust it. We have faith in our autonomous nervous system. And in our spiritual term, we consider it as the subconscious level. It is not conscious level, it is at subconscious level. And at our subconscious level, we are constantly wasting our energy by worrying, by anxiety, by many things, many negative things. And they are stored in our subconsciousness. And even if we are sleeping, our body is resting, our brain is resting, our subconscious is working continuously. And whatever subconscious is working, that comes to the surface when we wake up. And according to that subconsciousness, we are reacting. So our actions are not actions, but all reactions. Once we understand this, where our energy is wasted, so when we are trying to understand our spiritual source, let us remember our theosophical concept that what is our physical body after all? Physical body is the reflection of the Atma. Atma Buddhi Manasa. Physical body, physical actions must be the reflection of our Atma. Emotional body must be the reflection of Viveka Buddhi. Mental body must be reflection of the power of discrimination, abstract thinking. So, if we reflect that source of energy, then we don't waste our energy. We are supposed to be the reflection of Atma Buddhi Manasa, which is the source of our energy. So, how can we tap this spiritual energy? We have free will energy, we have intellectual energy, we have emotional energy, but our free will energy is polluted by our motivated desires. Our free will is polluted by our motivated desires. Our intellect is polluted by irrational thinking, by carelessness. And as we know, our emotional forces are also motivated by selfishness. So to tap this spiritual energy field, you must study that. Study must be self-study. Kuan Yin says The body is a temple, Devalaya. And you are a projection of love. All of you are Prema Swarupa. Our Swarupa is Prema. So you are projection of love. Our body is temple. So the instruction is given, love the earth, love the air, love the water, love the fire, love the ether. Earth, air, water, fire, ether. Prithvi, Aap, Tej, Vayu, Akash. You love them. Prithvi, Aap, Tej, Vayu, Akash, Pancha Mahabhuta. Your whole personality is influenced by these Pancha Mahabhutas. Pray for them. Otherwise, if you don't pray, they will control you. You must control them. They are there for you to serve. But they are controlling you. And therefore it is said, love the earth, love the air, love the water, love the fire, love the ether, which are part of the self. And love Prema Swarupa. You are Prema Swarupa. Because we must learn to love to those who suffer. And also we must learn to love those who cause to suffer. See, it is very difficult task. We must learn to love those who suffer, and also we must learn to love who cause the suffering. Don't hate them. You also love them also. Such is the blessings of love, that which need to be understood. For that then you meditate. Meditate and resolve yourself. What resolution we have to resolve for ourselves is, daily morning resolve that not to think and feel evil of any being in the universe. See, this resolution is very important in the morning. If you really resolve not to think and feel evil of anything, that resolution itself gives, or it influences, effectively influences these Pancha Mahabhutas. Because these Pancha Mahabhutas are providing this energy to think and feel. And if you resolve this, not to think and feel every morning evil of with anyone, that will affect you, affect your all Pancha Mahabhutas, and connect you with the source of spiritual energy. The topic itself I am explaining in my words, in my understanding, of course. But the topic is very important. We are tapping that source of spiritual energy. So what we have to do? Not only we must resolve, but we must try to overcome our fear and anxiety. We must overcome our desire and cravings. We must overcome our anger and aggressiveness. And we must take courage to practice optimism. That is, not to eat more, not to talk more, not to drink more, not to sleep more. All need to be optimized. And most important, be satisfied with what you have. That is most important. On one hand, not to eat more, not to talk less, not to drink, not to talk more, not to drink more, and not to sleep more. On the other hand, be satisfied with what you have. And more important, trust your master. Have faith in your master and develop acceptance on one hand and forgiveness on the other hand. Accept wisdom and develop wisdom, your own wisdom. Develop your own reasoning power. Develop your capacity of abstraction. And thus, why I am telling you, we are not yet intellectually developed. It is only then our mind becomes a rational mind. A rational mind can go beyond its lower mind to tap this spiritual energy. This is the way to make theosophy a living power in our life. This is the way actualization of what we have studied. This is the way to reach the source of spiritual energy. And Radha Bernier says, there is no other path to go. This is the only way. You can read that little book, No Other Path to Go. And illumination is itself self-realization. So the practical teaching of theosophy makes us clear that we don't have only physical body, but we have, as we have studied many times, personality, individuality, universality. So in terms of consciousness, personality is the contented consciousness. Individuality is our unique consciousness. And universality is the pure consciousness. We have these three bodies: physical body, emotional body and mental body. In addition, all these bodies must be controlled by the spiritual body. Not the other bodies must become your master. That is what teaching is given to us if you want to tap the source of spiritual energy. So our higher self, through his spiritual vehicle, should control the mental and astral bodies. This understanding is very important. Our spiritual energy must control our lower bodies. How? How is the question? We have understood this. It is only then spiritual body lifts you up. Otherwise we go down. And you know what is the food of mental and astral bodies? Mental and astral bodies food is elemental essence. And physical body food is food, drink, what we do. We know well. We have this feeding consciousness now. But our mental and astral body are fed upon elemental essence. And we studied Panchamahabhutas. Elemental essence are feeding to the mental and astral bodies. It is just like elemental essence are taken in and they are given out. Just like we take food inside and undigested food we give outside. This process is there. Life itself is a process. In the same manner, this taking elemental essence into our physical and into our astral and mental bodies and giving out This teaching is given by the theosophical teaching. Elemental essence we take and we use it and give it. If you are using it for selfish purpose, you go down. If you are using them for the unselfish purpose, you are lifted up. So unselfishness is very important. And daily we are feeding with this elemental essence. And that is why in the beginning I told you, you resolve daily morning not to feel and think evil of anyone. That is enough. If you do that one, that is enough. And then spiritual self control all our bodies, and they will take a right self or right elemental essence. Very nicely Krishnamurti pointed out this. Krishnamurti I am quoting because he gives statement which makes us to understand more clearly in a practical way. When you are not attentive, he spoke about the awareness, attentiveness, alertness, and he said, when you are not attentive, you are jealous of others. So, we compare always. We compare, compete, only because we are not attentive. When you are not attentive, Krishnamurti says, you are jealous. Matsara. When you are not attentive, Matsara comes. And when you are not attentive, you waste your energy. Radhaji once asked, see that we are not wasting our energy. She gave us hint. You see that we are not wasting our energy. See what it means. In other words, she is told, be attentive, be aware that our energy is not wasted. So, why our energy is wasted? We have the quality of love, we have the quality of good wish, we have the quality of free will, we have the quality of sexuality to keep our species continuous, we have the quality of friendship, we have the quality of our talent, we have the quality of humility. All these qualities are polluted by our ego, darkness, ignorance. Therefore, lead me from ignorance, darkness to light, to enlightenment. So, when we are ignorant about the energy of love within us, then we are becoming possessive and get attached to this world. When we have good wishes, but we have just desire, that develop that good wish, good will, you need to aspire. That all desires must get converted into aspiration. Otherwise, you become addicted. You become a person of craving. You have free will, but because of ego, we show our domination, exploitation. That is what we see even in political leaders also. We have talent, but it is polluted by pride, vanity, obedience. And therefore, even if we have groups, even if we have a collective consciousness, even in lodge also we have collective consciousness, But in lodge also we divide each other. We have smaller groups. Again there is division. In the world also we have divided nationally. So though we are working together in group, we have this division and nationalism in our brain. We are after the pleasure, but pleasure becomes later on habit, later on addiction, and then it becomes boredom, and we begin to suffer. So the whole thing, we are need-based living. Not living need-based, but living greed-based living. This craving is there, greed is there. Greed of possession, greed of attachment, greed of domination, greed of lust. Pornography is developed a lot now. Greed of dependence. So people want exploitation also. The leader wants to exploit and people want to get exploited. That is what Krishnamurti pointed out. So all this we are conditioned, and living has become a greed-based living rather than need-based living. And Radha Bernier says there is no other path to go, means path is love, path is service, path is sacrifice. And Theosophical Society has this teaching to give the world. This teaching is thoroughly practiced, and it should be thoroughly practical, because it exists to help people to show the way of service and sacrifice. This is what Radha Bernier says. It is only then, she says, Theosophical Society becomes a source of spiritual energy, and in other words, it becomes the source of blessing the whole world. So Theosophical Society is a cornerstone for the future religions. And religion is responsibility. So this responsibility is nothing but synthesis of science, religion and philosophy. We can be one in the direction, we can be one in our purpose, and thus we can become one in farewell of all, making Theosophy a living power. That is what Radhaji many times explained. And the question was asked to Radha Bernier, this International Theosophical Center in Narden, Europe, what is its task for the Theosophical Society? Why this center is there? And Radha Bernier replied, I take only one that's Redapacharya, one sentence to So that she answered, it has the possibility of becoming a real center of theosophical work. So she said, no doubt Adyar is a theosophical center, it is blessing to a whole world. But when question was asked to Radha Bernier, what is the task of the TS? And she said, it has the possibility of becoming a real center of theosophical work. ITC, International Theosophical Center, Europe. And she said, the very name suggests that its work is theosophical. Center is there, and its work is theosophical. What is this theosophical? Leadbeater said, to develop theosophical attitude is not so easy. It takes years together or lives together. When we have joined in the Theosophical Society, then we must develop this theosophical attitude. Theosophical attitude is itself included in the first object to form the nucleus of universal brotherhood. Bandhu bhava. Brotherhood needs to be the theosophical attitude. Cooperation needs to be the theosophical attitude. Service mind needs to be this theosophical attitude. This is what theosophical work Radha Bernier points out. The very name suggests that its work is theosophical. People who are interested in the theosophical work means people who are interested in to find the wisdom, to seek the truth. And as HPB pointed out, theosophy is the ocean, shoreless ocean of wisdom. Theosophy is shoreless ocean of wisdom. There is no boundary. So our work in TS is made clean or clear in our present mission to serve humanity, but how? How means selflessly, without any expectation. See, I really wonder, there are many theosophical members who are working selflessly, who are working without any expectation. I can name many people. I see many people. So train your eyes to see the goodness of all these theosophical members. They are working. They are present for the lecture is also a kind of sacrifice. So selflessly they are working. Find out their capacity. I can give one example, Lakshmesh and Padmaja, not that they have carried me here, but they are working without any expectation. They are activating many different lodges, continuously making online, propagating theosophy. So all national lecturers, they are working continuously. So many lecturers are there. I see in Karnataka, so many people are there giving lectures and explaining the importance of theosophy to the others. All this is theosophical work, working selflessly. To serve humanity, how means selflessly, as per our capacity. However, we are not at fully unselfish, we all are selfish. But try to become or try to serve selflessly as much as you can. So that is all it is said. The whole universe is working selflessly. It is the only man who is selfish. So whole universe is in tune, in harmony. But disharmony is caused by the human species. Because human species has got a free will. So the selfless working is important, and Radha Bernier says every spiritual center should be a place not for meeting, discussion, talking, organizing activities, but it should be a place to be quiet, to go inward, to spend time in meditation. So whenever you come in this hall, be quiet. Come 15 minutes early, be quiet, try to in tune with yourself and spend some time in meditation. That is also a selfless work. When you come here and sit here for few minutes, you are giving energy to that place, and such energy is spread very fastly in the subtler field. Then Radhaji says it is only then such center will help the whole world. Because for simple reasons, he says, what we put in the atmosphere, it spreads. What we put in the atmosphere, it spreads. It won't stagnate, it spreads. So what is put in the psychic atmosphere spreads very easily. So good thoughts, aspirations, and your energy to find the truth, all these, they spread very fastly. And to aid humanity, to serve human goodwill is necessary. So Radhaji says, it is very fortunate that we have begun with the subject human regeneration. There will be in the future many activities and meditation about questions of serious nature for the moral and spiritual progression of the human family. What is study then? After all, it is the multiple integration, both internal and external. Collection of information is external. Link between external and internal is the knowledge, and internal is consciousness. So what knowledge you get, that spreads when it touches to your consciousness. Because consciousness field is one. Just like human cell, single cell has got its free field, but it is working with the cooperation. Thus, human consciousness is one. And whatever touches to your human consciousness, that touches to all. That is what the study which integrates with the pure consciousness is the real study. Then, in those 4 days General Council meeting, we have discussed a lot on this International Theosophical Center, ITC in Northern or Europe. That is what is discussed in this book, School of this Human Regeneration. Therefore, I selected this topic. In that General Council meeting, we discussed policy paper and strategic plans for the further General Council. We discussed School of Wisdom policy. We discussed upgrade facilities in Adyar. We discussed about the international speakers. See, international speakers are speakers of the Theosophical Society, national lecturers. Many national lecturers have become new. It is not an academic lecture. It is not we are impressing the others, but we are trying to convey what we have understood. His English may not be good, his explanation may not be good, but if we are speaking wholeheartedly, that touches to their consciousness. That for that purpose, now Pradeep Mahapatra has planned to call all national lecturers and give one orientation course. What kind of teaching should be given? Really, we must appreciate these activities. The same we thought there also. Theosophy, to make the Theosophy alive, that is what mission statement says. We also discussed to establish stress reduction centers. Stress reduction center means we must construct such a hall where there should be carpet, everything should be very clean and what? If you enter inside, Arovilla, if you entered in Pondicherry, you will go round, 7 rounds and you reach to that place. And that place definitely reduces your stress. So such kind of activities we discussed. Then self-transformation, seminar, TS sections, all this we discussed there. Each section with own training center for workers. Then double membership in 50 years. That also plan. We must plan very well. And then plan must be executed. We are very eager to plan, but we are not We are very lazy to work out that plan. That is our attitude. So arrange dialogue among religious leaders, set working groups with budget. So many activities we discussed in that Northern Center. Because as Radha Barnier said, this center, Northern Center must become good for discussion, planning, to work out the future planning. That is what we coordinated calendar of worldwide activities. And also internal site sharing best practices, theosophical apps, just like our now mobile apps, etc. So make TS Center more effective and sustainable, harmonize core teaching, developing technique for opening new lodges, then introductory booklets. We have planned, such series are there, but introductory booklets need to be printed, and propagation of theosophy, applied theosophy, all this we discussed. One more discussion happened, and that is next year, not next, 12th World Congress taking place in Canada with a program from 23 to 27 July 2025, followed by Theosophical Order of Service Conference for 2 days. Then the venue will be in the beautiful place. The Congress will be in English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, offering translation at least for major programs. At the same time, the Congress will recognize 150th anniversary. See, the Theosophical Society is completing 150th anniversary in 2025, and we are celebrating it in Canada. Theosophical, because 12th World Congress will be in the Canada. The one question would help us estimate the grandness of this big event. Estimation does not bind you to anything. So all Theosophists and friends of Theosophy are expected to attend the World Congress on 23 to 27 July 2025, for which you have to apply for visa and passport, all that. So waiting for your reply as soon as possible by 16th June. This is what we decided in that General Council in Europe, and that center we used it properly. And also we discussed how can we attract the attention of right people to the TS. All of you must think, how can we attract attention of the right people to the TS? Then new concept made to accept, like karma and reincarnation. That is not new to the India, but in the European countries, these two concepts, reincarnation and karma, are new concepts. Contact with the master and pupil. How can we develop that one? World teacher. That is Vishwaguru. The Theosophy can become Vishwaguru because it is founded as a pioneering stone, as a cornerstone of the future religions. Then we must also make known to the people about clairvoyant research, especially occultism, especially thought powers and its effects, which Theosophy has already discovered. That must be made known to the world. This is how strong connection with the ceremonial work, because it is the ceremony which purifies you. Ceremony is not bad, it purifies you, and orderly living enlightens you. So all these are essential. I hope I tried to convey you what Radhaji wanted to develop in our Theosophical Society, in our Theosophical centers, in our theosophical lodges, as per my understanding. If anything is out of the way, it is mine, not the Radhaji's. So I tried to convey you. Thank you very much for listening very painfully and making this atmosphere really spiritual. Many intellectuals are there, many spiritually developed people are there. I am really grateful to all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಸೋದರ ಸಿ.ಎ. ಶಿಂಧೆ ಅವರ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ ಬಹಳ ಅಗಾಧವಾದ್ದು, ಮಹಾ ಸಾಗರದಂಥದ್ದು. ಅದನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಪಕ್ಷಿ ನೋಟದಂತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಇಡಲು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಗುರು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಗುರುರ್ವಿಷ್ಣು ಗುರುದೇವೋ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರ ಗುರು ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ ಪರಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ತಸ್ಮೈ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುವೇ ನಮಃ. ಗುರುಗಳು ಭಗವಂತನ ಸ್ವರೂಪ. ಆ ಗುರುಗಳು ನಮಗೆ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ತಮಸೋಮ ಜ್ಯೋತಿರ್ಗಮಯ, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕತ್ತಲಿನಿಂದ ಬೆಳಕಿನ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಭಗವಂತ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಮತ್ತು ಈ ತಮಸ್ಸಿಗೆ, ಈ ಕತ್ತಲಿಗೆ, ಅಜ್ಞಾನಕ್ಕೆ, ಈ ಭಯಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪ ಮಾಡಿ, ಈ ಭಯದ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ವಿಮುಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಶಕ್ತಿಯೇ ಮೂಲಾಧಾರ. ಆ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಶಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಆ ಅಜ್ಞಾನವೆಂಬ ಭಯವನ್ನು ಕಳೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ರಾಧಾಜಿ ಅವರ ಜನ್ಮ ಶತಮಾನೋತ್ಸವದ 2023 ಈ ವರ್ಷದ ಶತಮಾನೋತ್ಸವವಾಗಿ ಅದರ ಅಂಗವಾಗಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಅವರು ತಿಳಿಸಿದರು, ರಾಧಾಜಿಯವರು ನನಗೆ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಪ್ರೇರಣೆ ಅವರಿಂದನೇ ನನಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ರಾಧಾಜಿಯವರು ಬರೆದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾನವ ಪುನರುಜ್ಜೀವನ, ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ರೀಜನರೇಷನ್, ಆ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಅವರ ತಂದೆಯವರಾದ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮರವರ ಅದೇ ವಿಷಯದ ಪರಿವರ್ತಿತ ರೂಪ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ರು. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಈ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಅನುಭವವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದು, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಮತ್ತು ಶಕ್ತಿ, ಇಚ್ಛಾಶಕ್ತಿ, ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ಮತ್ತು ಅದರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಶಕ್ತಿಗಳ ಕಲುಷಿತವಾಗದಂತೆ ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಇದು ನಮಗೆ ಇಚ್ಛಾಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಕಲುಷಿತವಾಗದಂತೆ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಶಕ್ತಿ ದೊರೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಉದ್ದೀಪನಗೊಳಿಸಲು ನಾವು ಅಧ್ಯಯನವನ್ನು ಕೈಗೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಬೇರೆಯವರ ಯಾರ ಮೇಲೆಯೂ ಆಧಾರಪಟ್ಟಿರಬಾರದು, ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗೆ ಕುವಾನ್ ಇನ್ ಅನ್ನೋರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಶರೀರವೇ ದೇವಾಲಯ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಪಂಚಭೂತಗಳಿಂದ ಈ ಶರೀರವಾಗಿದೆ. ಪಂಚಭೂತಾತ್ಮಕ ಶರೀರ ದೇವಾಲಯವಿರುವ ಹಾಗೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಈ ಭೂತಗಳನ್ನು ಆರಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡು. ಭೂಮಿ, ಗಾಳಿ, ಬೆಂಕಿ, ಆಕಾಶ, ನೀರು ಇವುಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಭಗವಂತನಂತೆ ಆರಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಉಪಾಸನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದಿಟ್ಟರು. ಪ್ರಾಯೋಗಿಕ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನವು ಮಾನವನ ಕೇವಲ ಭೌತಿಕ ಶರೀರವಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಮಾನಸಿಕ ಮತ್ತು ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಶರೀರವೂ ಹೌದು. ಇಂತಹ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಶರೀರವು ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಮೂಲಾಧಾರವಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಶರೀರವು ಕಾಮ ಶರೀರ, ಮಾನಸಿಕ ಶರೀರಗಳನ್ನು ನಿಯಂತ್ರಿಸುವಂತಾಗಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾನಸಿಕ ಕಾಮ ಶರೀರಗಳು ಮೂಲಭೂತಾತ್ಮಕವಾಗಿ ಆದವುಗಳು. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಳಮಟ್ಟದ ಶರೀರಗಳನ್ನು ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣದಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ನಮಗೆ ಥಿಯಾಸಫಿ ಬೋಧಿಸುತ್ತದೆ. ರಾಧಾಜಿಯವರು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಾರೆ, ಬೇರೆ ದಾರಿಯೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ ನಿಜವಾದ ದಾರಿ ಎಂದರೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿ, ಸೇವೆ, ತ್ಯಾಗ. ಥಿಯೋಸಾಫಿಕಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಈ ಬೋಧನೆಯನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಡುತ್ತದೆ. ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೆ ಸೇವೆ ಮತ್ತು ತ್ಯಾಗದ ನಿಯಮವನ್ನು ಬೋಧಿಸುವುದೇ ಥಿಯಾಸಫಿ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಮೂಲ ಉದ್ದೇಶ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುವುದೇ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಶಕ್ತಿ. ಥಿಯಾಸಫಿ ಜ್ಞಾನವು ಭವಿಷ್ಯದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮತ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತಗಳಿಗೂ ಭದ್ರ ಬುನಾದಿಯಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಮತಗಳ ಸಂಯೋಗ, ವಿಜ್ಞಾನ, ತತ್ವಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಗಳ ಸಂಶ್ಲೇಷಣೆಯೇ ಥಿಯಾಸಫಿ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಥಿಯಾಸಫಿ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಜೀವಂತಗೊಳಿಸುವುದು ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಶ್ರೇಯಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಕಾರಣವಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಯುರೋಪಿನ ಅಂತಾರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಥಿಯೋಸಾಫಿಕಲ್ ಕೇಂದ್ರ, ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ರಾಧಾಜಿಯವರು ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪಿಸ್ತಾ, ರಾಧಾಜಿಯವರು ಈ ಕೇಂದ್ರದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈ ಥರ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಪಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ನಾರ್ಡನ್ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಡೆದಿದ್ದು. ನಾರ್ಡನ್ ಕೇಂದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ, ಯುರೋಪಿನ ನಾರ್ಡನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸ್ಥಳದಲ್ಲೇ ಈ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ರೀಜನರೇಷನ್ ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೇರಣೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿತ್ತು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ನಾರ್ಡನ್ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಥಿಯೋಸಾಫಿಕಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯ ಕೇಂದ್ರವಾಗುವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಅಡ್ಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದೊಂದು ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಕೇಂದ್ರ. ಥಿಯಾಸಫಿ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಮಹಾಸಾಗರವಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೇವಾ ಮನೋಭಾವವೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಗುರಿಯಾಗಬೇಕು. ಇದು ವಿಶ್ವ ಭಾತೃತ್ವದ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಯ ಮೂಲಕ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಾಧ್ಯ. ಥಿಯೋಸಾಫಿಕಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯ ಕೇಂದ್ರದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ರಾಧಾಜಿಯವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯವನ್ನು ಹೀಗೆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಕೇಂದ್ರವು ಕೇವಲ ಸಭೆಗಳನ್ನು ನಡೆಸುವುದು, ಚರ್ಚೆಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವುದು, ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ನಡೆಸುವ ಸ್ಥಳವೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಇದು ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧವಾದ, ಧ್ಯಾನಯುಕ್ತವಾದ, ತ್ಯಾಗ ಮತ್ತು ಸಹಾಯಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರೇರಕ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಕೇಂದ್ರವಾಗಬೇಕು. ಥಿಯೋಸಾಫಿಕಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಕೇವಲ ಸಭೆ ಸಮಾರಂಭಗಳನ್ನು ನಡೆಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ, ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೇಂದ್ರವೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧವಾದ, ಧ್ಯಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಯುಕ್ತವಾದ, ತ್ಯಾಗ ಮತ್ತು ಸಹಾಯಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರೇರಕ ಶಕ್ತಿಯ ಕೇಂದ್ರವಾಗಬೇಕು. ಈ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ಕೇಂದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸದ್ಗುಣಗಳ, ಸದಾಲೋಚನೆಗಳ, ಉತ್ತಮ ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಪರಿಸರವನ್ನು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಸುವುದು ನಮ್ಮ ಧ್ಯೇಯವಾಗಬೇಕು. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಮಾನವನ ಪುನರುತ್ಥಾನವಾಗಲು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನು ಈಗಿನಿಂದಲೇ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭಿಸಬೇಕು. ಶ್ರೀರಾಮರವರು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲೇ ಅದರಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಶ್ರೀರಾಮರವರು ತಮ್ಮ ಬರವಣಿಗೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಥಿಯೋಸಾಫಿಕಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯ ಸದಸ್ಯರು ಬಹಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅನೇಕ ಕೇಂದ್ರಗಳು ಸ್ಥಗಿತವಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ, ಉತ್ಸಾಹ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರು ಪುನರುಚ್ಚರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಇದು ಯಾಕೆ, ಏನು ಕಾರಣ, ಏನು, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಯಾಕೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ? ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ. ಅನೇಕ ಕೇಂದ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿನ್ನಡೆ ನಮಗೆ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಮಟ್ಟದಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಿದಾವೋ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲನೂ ನಾವು ಈ ಹಿನ್ನಡೆಯನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅವರು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಪೂರ್ವಕವಾಗಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಪ್ರಸ್ತಾಪ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಷ್ಟನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಧಿಸಲು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಹೇಗಿರಬೇಕು ಎಂದು ಹೀಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಅಧ್ಯಯನದ ಆಂತರಿಕ, ಬಾಹ್ಯ ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಒಟ್ಟು ಮೊತ್ತವಾಗಬೇಕು. ಇದು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆಯ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಯ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಉದ್ದೇಶವಾಗಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಥಿಯೋಸಾಫಿಕಲ್ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಯ ಸದಸ್ಯರಾದ ನಾವು ನಿಸ್ವಾರ್ಥ ಜೀವಿಗಳಾಗಿ ಸತ್ಯದ ಪ್ರತಿಪಾದಕರಾಗಿ ಮತ್ತು ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೆ ಆಧ್ಯಾತ್ಮಿಕ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶಿಗಳಾಗುವುದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಈ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ನಮಗೆ ವಿವರವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಆ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದು ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಶಾಖೆಗಳೇನಿದ್ದಾವೆ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲನೂ ನಾವು ನಿಸ್ವಾರ್ಥದಿಂದ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ಜ್ಞಾನದ ದೇಗುಲಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ತ್ಯಾಗ ಮನೋಭಾವ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕತೆಯನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಈ ತಮ್ಮ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಅದರಂತೆ ನಡೆಯೋ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಈ ಕೆಲವು ವಿಷಯಗಳನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದಿಡಿಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ.